When you're starting something new, which usually happens after something bad, you're not even close to what you want. In fact, if someone asked you what you want, you'd probably talk about what just went wrong instead, which is fine. That's the process that you planned on when you came into this time and space to be inspired by your personal preferences, and we want so much for you to hear that your personal preferences matter. But unless you are standing in a place of worthy feeling expectation, then there's often a gap, a vibrational gap between the contrast, you. Do you believe that what you want is in the process of coming about? And are you enjoying its becoming? That's the key to all of it, isn't it? You know that there will always be something more in the becoming. And do you know that that new that is always in the becoming will always feel like the most important thing that you've ever desired? That even though so many things that you desire have already come about in terms of the full manifestation, where you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, it's always that new thing, that new experience, that new desire that's in the process of becoming that rings your bells. And do you know why it rings your bells? Because it's ringing our bells. In other words, your life, the way you focused it to be, has caused you to launch these rockets of desire, a vibrational frequency that emanates from you, that is gathered by the law of attraction into an absolute form. A form that is so tangible you can almost see it, but you certainly can feel it. But it's this vibrational cluster that the law of attraction holds together, and your own inner being is there too. So there's this powerful focused upon what you have, vibrationally, already become energy that is going on, and the law of attraction has already gathered the vibrational equivalent of all of the cooperative components. And is in the process constantly, we've not said this to you before, of gathering you up as one of the cooperative components too. It's just that you're not always that cooperative when you are. You're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. When you're feeling good, when you are in an attitude of satisfaction, and more then, and only then are you a cooperative component. And so this energy, this calling of yours, is a momentum that you can feel if you let it go for a while without fighting it with thoughts that are against it. You can feel the momentum of it, and it's that momentum of letting yourself be one of the cooperative components because of the thoughts you choose. When you do this, the ideas that your inner being has about where you are in relation to what you want become clear. What you've asked for will become real, and your thoughts and ideas about what you want will become experiences, relationships, and things. If you're not too interested in what is, you'll have a great time on your way to what is becoming. But if you are really interested in what is and give it a lot of your attention, then what isness of your life will slow down what is becoming. You hold the key to the attraction process because you have to be in sync with what you want and not a vibrational match to its absence. That's why, while we're here, we'd like to talk you out of being so aware of what is concerning what's becoming. Because what is different from what's becoming, and what is will cause. Source energy was with you before you came into this body, and it still is for most of you. When you came into this body, you knew you'd be sorting, sifting, and making decisions. You also knew that once you focused on something you didn't want, you would launch a rocket of what you did want, because you knew that every subject was like a stick with two ends, one end that was unwanted or lacking what is wanted, and the other end that had what is wanted. So as you digest life, being open to life's possibilities can make it feel like it comes at you at times. As you go through it, you make choices that are sometimes very strong, sometimes not so strong, and sometimes very clear. If you get hooked on needing to observe something that causes you to feel good, then you get demanding, like so many people on your planet, where you're just demanding that people stand on their heads and give up what they want. They completely disregard their self-interest, which everyone is born with, and somehow find a way to comply with your self-interest. And that is not ever going to happen. You don't want that to happen, you think you want that to happen. That's not harmony. That's just one note, and it's dull. Harmony is made up of many non-plane notes, and you have to tune yourself to choose from the plane notes that will activate your point of attraction with the vibration that draws harmony from the masses. Once you realize that you are the tuner, the pointer, the decider, and the offerer of a vibration, and that the law of attraction is responding to that vibration, you may feel back to normal, what you're getting. And that is so confounding to so many, because you know that everybody doesn't make you feel like that. So you'd like that. That makes you feel like that, to be different than that, because you don't want to feel like that, and that is why you put so much resistance into your point of attraction. And that's really what we want you to walk out of here knowing more about today, We're just going to tell you briefly exactly how it all works. You were non-physical energy and focused part of that energy into this time and space and this body splat. And when you got here, you began right away assimilating, observing, and in your observation, you developed patterns of vibration. Because that's what thought does, it is vibration, and you emanated it. And the law of attraction reflected to you precisely the emanation of your vibration. Now you want to say, I don't think I had a lot of choices because I was born. We said you chose that, but I was born there. We say you chose that with them. You chose that too, and rather than spending the rest of your life trying to explain to you why, we just want to say, you chose that because you knew that that position could be completely and continually and would be completely and continually modified to match the new decisions that you were making because of your worthy and blessed opportunity to explore and decide for yourself. So when someone was rude, you knew you didn't want more of that. You wanted niceness. When you rude, you know you don't want that. You know how that feels, not enough of something you want. You want more of that and too much of something you don't want. You want less of that and more of something on the other end of the vibrational stick. Your life is working for you because it is focusing you into constant requests that are emanating from you, whether you know that they are or not. And those requests, we call it launching rockets of desperation, is so big, beautiful and wonderful because as you fire each rocket, it takes you back to the part of you that you were before you knew who you were. Continue to be non-physically focused. Embrace the new decision that you've made and give that non-resistant, not divided attention. Now that doesn't feel very exciting to you because you can't observe it, you can't see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, but you could be aware of it, that non-physical part of you that is inextricably, you is focused upon your choices. The question is, are you focused upon the choice that life evoked from you, or are you standing in the place of defensiveness and irritation that something unwanted caused you to launch that rocket? And in your not knowing how this works, and in your not trusting yourself, and you're not understanding the law of attraction, and you're not understanding your point of attraction. If you're like most humans, you're just thinking all over the place, and you're attracting all over the place, and you're getting wanted and unwanted, and you don't get why you're getting what you're getting. And then if you're like most people, you're standing in groups to try to gain power over others instead of hooking into your power and tending to your point of attraction and watching in real time. The power that makes worlds flows through you, answering your prayers and turning your thoughts into things. You have the power to turn your thoughts into experiences, life, material things, real things, and things that you can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. But you can't defend yourself by not seeing it. Now is a great time to say this because you do it a lot, but you're not the only one. Everyone does it a lot. It's a kind of defensive situation. I didn't mean to get here, but I'd like to explain how it works. So you get in a defensive situation, don't defend, never feel good, while by Earth standards you have a very good reason for it. That is, you get on a daytime talk show and ask the audience to pick a side. A lot of people choose don't try to defend that we want to tell you is contrast your friend. Yes, it is resistance your friend. Yes, it is don't fight it. Just let it be, don't fight it, don't defend it. Don't act like it's not there when it is, just accept it. And then move as best you can from where you are in the direction of what feels a little better. The way you feel will tell you if you're in tune with your inner being, or what is PR. Your inner self is always making choices, which is why you have emotions. For example, let's say you're talking to someone or watching TV and don't like what you're seeing. It makes you irritated, but you keep watching it, and it makes you irritated even more, and then you get mad. Well, your inner being is watching the same thing you are, but it's making different choices than you are. Your inner being isn't against anyone. It's looking for what you want in every situation. This means that your inner being is always making choices for you. When you're feeling bad, you're not making choices like your inner being is. If someone you don't know calls you and says hello, you don't know what your inner being is choosing. Someone you care about has told you they won't call you again. Your spirit sees and knows everything, but it doesn't think of it as a bad thing or the end of your life. The difference is what makes you want everything. It knows that this will lead to value for you and is excited about that value right away.